Dead in Antares is a turn-based survival management game. It's got some RPG elements in here, and I really, really like this combination of different styles of gameplay. I went through the first section on my own. I think you guys are gonna like this a lot. The base management is really unique, the way they handle it. The combat is sort of a multi-layered Darkest Dungeon vibe. Very, very cool. And then the way that the characters interact sort of reminds me of a smaller scale Disco Elysium, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna show this to you guys, and I'm pumped about it. If you guys are excited about this, at the end of the video, check the link down below because it's available on Steam right now. It's developed by Ishtar Games and published by Nacon, who are also sponsoring this video. So thank you so much to them for doing that. And as this video is going on, if you guys have thoughts, drop them down below because I'm very curious if you guys enjoy it. If you do, I'd be happy to play more because this is super cool. I'm into it. Let's start a new game. You can choose any difficulty here: story, adventure, survival, last chance mission. We're gonna just go on adventure right now. It's a standard difficulty. You can also do an Iron Man mode. So every choice you make is locked in, no reloading, super cool. That's the approach I would play if I was doing a full playthrough here. So if that's what you guys want, maybe I'll like up the challenge and go true captain. But yeah, again, let me know if you guys want more of this. So let's begin. We're gonna have a little intro here.
Earth. Earth is dying. We were sent by the Global Committee on a last chance mission. Find new energy sources in the stars. Aboard the Ixion, Earth's most advanced spacecraft, with a team of so-called experts, chaperoned by yours truly. Captain Amelia Rosenhart, world-class hero. Nice line to add on my resume. Which one of you little rocks hides our salvation? Or will it be Ceres? Gosh, it's a long trip. What the? A singularity? Am I hallucinating things up? We're trapped in the gravitational field of this. Where the hell are we? We're going down. Full speed. Crew stuck in cryo. Just perfect. No one dares to speak in the cockpit. We act. But is it already the end?
The intensity of a single mind.
And that's our intro. So we're out here, we're a crew of survivors sent on a mission to essentially save humanity. There's an opening dialogue sequence here. And there's some choices, there's some chance-based things that can happen. So we need to wake up. We have a willpower 50. So we have a 50-50 chance of doing this. Guess what's going to happen? We woke up, actually. Okay, the couple of times that I tested that, we failed. So I guess that's pretty cool. Okay, awesome. So, sharp intercostal pain, heady buzzing. Breathing is fine. I'm not dead. We do have some injury stuff. We'll talk about all of these statuses as we go along here. Captain. Now, there's a pretty lengthy dialogue sequence here, which is cool, but just in the nature of showing you as much of this as I can in one video, I'm going to skip us into the actual gameplay here. So give me 1 second. Okay, so now we're outside of that opening dialogue sequence. She's found the planet. It's beautiful. Let's be cautious. It's still too soon to get a thorough analysis of the dangers, especially if our captain refuses proper treatment. Because she took a nasty bump on the head. She was concussed for a few days and was like not around. We're going to need provisions and drinking water. Take it from me. After being in so many shitty scenarios, everything else is a mere bonus. This is the kind of old man of the ship, the doctor. Regarding provisions, we found enough to last a few days. I also have some spare medication in my personal storage. So he's got a bunch of space rations, this Damavir, this Galoprofen, and Niazidone. These all do different things to different status effects. I'll eat you last if we get to that point, Will. Anyways, it won't be enough once everybody's awake. Any other leads? We spotted debris from the ship nearby. With a bit of luck, we should salvage or could salvage something useful. Good idea. Let's explore the surroundings and scrounge what we can. We'll see about the rest when we get there. Okay, so that was just to give you like a little idea of how the dialogue works. There are some auto advance options which are cool for the dialogue, and there's like a speed up version. And a lot of things in the game, actually, if you just hold right mouse button, you can speed things up, like transitions and that kind of thing. So we're about to undertake our very first expedition to explore this new planet. So there's all of these different states. Okay, so we have crash landed. Amelia, I should say, took a pretty nasty bump on the head, was super concussed and out of it for a few days. Lou is kind of like our technician, and then William is our doctor. He's kind of the old guy of the ship. And he also had some supplies. So he had some drugs and some space rations. But Amelia is suggesting let's go and get water and whatever else we can find, because we don't want to die out here, which makes a lot of sense. Now, in terms of managing our characters here, when we're doing an expedition, we have to give our guys water. Right now, we have 5 units of murky water, 2 units of clear water, and we can dish these out in like half-unit increments to these guys. What's the difference? Well, murky water gives 4 sickness per exploration. Clear water does nothing, and purified water reduces stress on exploration. So getting to purified water would be nice, but I don't have a way of making purified water right now, and this is all we currently have. So there are 5 statuses to be aware of in Dead in Antares, and if any of them reaches 100, the character dies. And if that happens, game's over, okay? So don't let anybody die. You have to manage fatigue, you have to manage hunger, sickness, injury, and stress. A lot of actions in the game impact some form of these. For example, in the opening dialogue, there was a conversation between Amelia and Lou, and it stressed him out a little bit, so he took +3 stress, okay? Looking at this, though, and just thinking, okay, this is a survival game. Let's use... These things are essentially tools, right? You're just balancing these. You're balancing out all these different metrics as we go. So we can afford to make somebody like a little bit sick, and murky water sucks. So we can get rid of it, and let's not give it to him because he's already at 10. But, you know, if he takes this one, we save a little bit of the clear water here. That's fine. These guys, everyone can be a little bit sick. It's not that big of a deal, okay? There's also some stats here. Exploration and stealth. We'll talk about that in a second. So here, we have one area that is currently scouted. You have to scout these areas from your base, and then you can go and actually explore them. You always take off from your base, or from your crash site, I should say. And we found that there's fragments of the Ixion 1. This is a ship that we crash landed on. And there's a sensor there for navigation, which is obviously going to be pretty important. So you're probably looking at this and thinking, okay, well, what do all these numbers mean? Amelia's got 50 exploration. Lou has 20. William has 30. And you can see when you hover on these, the impact on certain activities. So minus 30% yield when working at a gathering camp, plus 60% fatigue when exploring an area of the map. Now, right now, we only have these 3 people. Some people that we find may be better at exploring. And then you're going to want to send them out on the expeditions. Like, for example, Amelia's pretty good at it, so she's not taking an extra fatigue hit for exploring. And when you click on the space that you want to go, it provides you a little summary of what's going to happen. So she's going to gain 9 fatigue and 4 sickness from the murky water. He's going to gain 14 fatigue because his exploration is really bad. And William is going to gain 13 fatigue because his exploration is pretty bad. In terms of threshold, it seems like everything kind of operates on like a, well, not everything, but a lot of the skills operate on like a 25, 50, 75 threshold. So once you hit those, you become better at certain things. But anyways, let's go explore. Now, you can hold right mouse button pretty much any time and speed up like dialogue, speed up these sequences if you want, whatever. I'm going to try not to do that very much just so you guys kind of get a sense of what's happening here. So top right, day 1, gives us a weather breakdown, and that comes into play. We'll show you that a little bit later because that does matter. Here's our water tanks. We have 1.5 units of clear water, 4 units of murky water. Here's our explorers. And then we have energy as well. So we'll talk about that soon. We have some objectives up here. Right now, we're just doing the thing. We're salvaging. One of the ship's modules loaded with detection and exploration sensors seems to have survived the crash. With enough elbow grease and engineering knowledge, the majority might prove reusable. Now, we're going to examine the debris, but you'll notice here I'm cycling through these characters with A and D. You can also use the arrows, obviously. Each of these characters has different stats. They're good at different things. So, for example, Lou, he's really good at computing, not as strong. William, not good at computing, very strong. And Amelia, kind of in the middle. Okay, so she's 40 computing, 50 strength there. And you can see the impact on what you're going to get. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, why wouldn't I just pick the best person at this all the time? And you generally will, but I want you to just notice one thing. So the strength at the bottom is going to generate a certain amount of fatigue for that character. So for Lou, his strength isn't as high, which means this is going to tire him out more. Okay, so he's going to gain 12 fatigue, whereas if William did it, he would only gain 8 fatigue. And he's still getting 4 mechanical parts and 3 wires. She would only take 10 fatigue, 4 mechanical parts and 4 wires. So yes, depending on what you're doing, you might just want to take the best of the best, but you also have to consider what the negative is and if that's something you can manage. Right now, all of those different mechanics are really low, so nobody's going to die or anything, but that's going to be something that comes into play the later that you go. So we're going to get the damage radar. We're going to go for 7 mechanical parts and 6 wires with him. Though the damage looks extensive, most internal components are intact. Excellent. So we're going to take all this stuff. If you right click here, you can see it just like speeds things up a little bit. An expert in navigation systems might be able to reconfigure what's left and make the camp's radar operational. However, taking the module back to the camp will require some effort. And that's where his fatigue comes into play. Okay. Can you patch this up, Lou? If I divert power from the cockpit's main power supply and plug in several extra batteries with direct voltage, meaning yes. Okay, classic. Great, let's head back and do that now. And let's not forget to fetch some clean water for tonight. Okay, so now that we've done that expedition, we're going to go back to our base. But before we do that, I just want to show you the things that were provided by William, the medic. So we have niazidone. This is a stress reducer, but there's a 10% chance to add a random affliction. Gulaprofen is an injury reducer with a 10% chance to add a random affliction. Damavir is a sickness reducer with a 10% chance for a random affliction. And then we have these space rations. This is what people are going to eat for now. It's non-perishable. This infinity symbol means it's non-perishable. The perishable goods you probably want to prioritize eating first because they're going to go bad. Also note, yes, this is going to reduce hunger, but it's going to increase stress. I assume that's because it's like reminding them like, hey, we are kind of crash landed here. We're eating these crappy rations and that sucks. And that probably doesn't taste very good. So there we go. Okay, let's head back. So we need to work some different stations at our camp, and you can just use A and D to move through your different workstations. So this one, we've got a generator to generate additional energy. We have a water tank to fetch, this is going to be murky water that you get from here. We have a workshop, which is where we are going to craft this radar. And we use this knowledge. This comes from identifying items in the lab and discovering areas using the radar. But you use that knowledge to craft blueprints in here. And then later on, you can research battle upgrades in the laboratory. So we're going to set this up to craft the radar. You can also set up a queue here eventually when you have more blueprints and stuff. And when you click on the title of the module that you're working in, it will sort these guys by who's best at doing this. So this requires computing and crafting. He's strongest at both, as you can see. So we're going to drag him in here to work this. Now you'll notice there's 2 slots. He can go in either one, but this just means that you can put multiple characters there eventually. And this is going to tell you what the outcome is, right? So 66 crafting points. It's going to generate fatigue for him. There's also a 6% chance of an accident and a 10% chance of getting lucky. I don't know how those work yet. I've not seen that, but just something to keep in mind. Over here, we've got the water tanks, and then over here, we've got the mining station. So if we click on this, let's see who the strongest is, because these both require different things. There's strength and constitution, and then here is constitution and agility. So it's going to do like the combination of the two. So we'll put Amelia here. And you're probably thinking like, okay, well, what's the point in sorting this if you're just going to put the best people there all the time? Once you get more modules, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slots. It's going to be a balance of like where you need to be putting people. So we'll put William here, and you can grab some water. Now, what we can also do is we can clean water by clicking this button or clicking this button here to access our water tanks. So right now we have 1.5 units of clear water. We can convert murky water and 1 energy into clear water. If we do that, our energy is going to go down, and we probably will do that. What else is bringing that energy down right now? Well, this workshop. This workshop requires energy. You can see this little icon by the workshop tag. Mining station obviously does not. Gathering water from water tanks does not require energy. So there you go. And then you can generate additional energy here if necessary. Once your energy depletes, it refills at the beginning of the next day. Okay. So we've got our people assigned here, and it's day 1 morning. So just keep an eye on what's going to happen. Let's go next. It's going to take us through each of their results. So we're getting 4 murky water there. He's going to take a little fatigue, a little bit of hunger. No problem. Lou is going to take an energy. He's going to do the crafting. The radar is done. And now this relies on, our workers at the radar discover new areas to explore during expeditions. Very cool. So now we have a whole new module here, which we're going to use right away. He's taking a little bit of fatigue. He's getting pretty tired, actually. And then Amelia, she's got 10 ore, super nice, going to take some fatigue. Not too bad. She's a pretty hard worker. So we've worked at each of the things right now. So getting started, that's done. We're happy. This is sick. Radar's built. Now we have to complete a radar scan. And you can come in here and see what else we need to do. So the mining station that we just worked at gives you ore, but other materials are needed to manage your camp. So we need a carbon station, polymer station, botany stations, right? We have to complete a radar scan. That's fine. And if we look over here for blueprints, you see carbon, polymer, botany, gathering camps, forge, laboratories, fishing camps, pens, gardens, like it's crazy. And you have all these different upgrades for different things, like your water tank. So it's like, it's deep. There's a lot going on here. I have nothing else to do at the workshop right now. And guess what? This requires computing and scavenging. Who do you think is going to be good at that? Well, Amelia's pretty good at scavenging, but he's better at computing. So just as a look here, you can see we get 44 scanning points. And basically, we just want to fill this. The extra points don't seem to carry over or anything. He's going to take a little fatigue and a little stress. If we wanted to try putting her in here, we're going to get 50 scanning points, which is pretty good. She's going to take 14 fatigue and 5 stress. So I think for right now, let's go here. And they're going to rest at the end of the day anyways. She can mine some more. That would be great. And then he can continue to take some water from there. Let's go ahead and actually convert some water. So we're going to take 4 murky water and 1 energy. And we're going to take this up by 3 to 4.5. The most we can hold right now is 8 for clean water. Okay. So he'll grab more murky. We're going to scan there, and we're going to do the mining here. Let's go. So we are out of energy, but we've got 1, 2, 3 spots, and you can see our knowledge building there. Got some scanning points. We'll take it. We've got 20 ore now. Radar scans are done. And we're going to end our day. We're probably going to get into a combat in our next sequence. So here we go. Okay, that's enough for today. I guess our mining mission on Ceres is on pause while we're repairing all this. That sucks. We left to find a solution to the terrestrial energy crisis, and now we've become another issue. Shit, my head. So her injury is getting worse. Captain? Will? Let me examine you. You suffered a nasty blow to the head, and I don't want you to miss out on anything serious. Please, I insist. Now, we have an opportunity to refuse this, and based on my individual character that we're interacting with, we can have a success chance of making this happen. I don't know why I would want to refuse this right now, but I am going to accept the examination. But you could try this. I encourage you to do that. Yeah, you're right. So this boosts our relationship because, yeah, we also have relationships to manage. Better to be fighting fit before diving into the unknown. Besides, I've read his file. I know he'll do anything to help out. William meticulously examines the captain and eventually nods before letting out a sigh of relief. Okay, stress down. Fatigue up. Well, nothing serious, but I can't say for a fact without proper analysis tools as the gravity and atmosphere are slightly off around here. Sorry to disturb you, Captain. I wanted to inform you that some camp stations require energy to function. I can spare a few batteries. They should suffice for now. Good work, Lou. You two get some rest. You deserve it. That's in order. Okay, so here's the effects of the day. Hunger goes up quite a bit, obviously. Health worries, increasing his stress. Energy is now replenished. And we're going to have to manage our meals, and then we're going to have to manage some water. So we only have these meals right now. So this is going to reduce stress by 20. And you see it happens immediately, right? So, or sorry, it's going to reduce hunger by 20. But it's also going to increase stress, okay? So we're going to reduce these. Now he's at 21. I could give him another one, but I also feel like his stress is like, you know, not great. So I want to see what happens. We're just going to leave it like that and say, okay, meal's done. Hydration. So in addition to doing the expeditions, you also need to give these guys water at the end of the day. Now, you can give them 1 unit of clear water, and it decreases the dehydration level, okay? You can give them a unit of murky water, and it will decrease the hydration level by 1, but also give 8 sickness. Or you can do clear water, small ration, and this is, in the tutorial says, this is more efficient in terms of resources, obviously, because you're only using half units. And there's a 70% chance where there's going to be no increase of the dehydration level, okay? So we're going to try this on each of them. And we're going to say, okay, let's hope that we don't increase dehydration, okay? Are you ready? Let's see what happens. Light dehydration. Good. Okay, so we succeeded on these two, failed on him. Not great. Now they're going to sleep. So fatigue is going to drop a bit. His fatigue's still at 25. Now, when you are at the base, you can also rest for those half days instead of having people work. So you can manage fatigue that way. When I talked about the weather earlier, sunny, there's no effect, really, okay? But tomorrow it's going to be raining, which means we're going to get 2.5 murky water per day phase, which is a lot. Fishing camps give extra yield, but every worker is going to get +2 stress. So fishing camps we saw in the blueprints. We don't have that yet, but something to keep in mind for the future. The shelter temperature tends towards cold. Okay. It also says in the bottom right that a reliable forecast, so you can get more data here, requires this upgrade in the shelter to be crafted in the workshop. So pretty cool. Okay. Now, what do we want to do? We want to go on an expedition, of course. You have to send 3 people. So let's send these guys with, well, let's go murky water there, murky water there, murky water there. And they're just, you know, it's fine. They're chill. They're chill. Now, where do we want to go? So we have xenobulbs here, plant-like organisms with large spherical feet. We have coal veins, a rock formation with a thin, darker-looking stratum, and a large water-filled hole with steep walls, flooded sinkhole. I think we'll probably go xenobulbs here. Now, when I click on this, keep an eye on the bottom left. So we have an encounter chance. So there's a 33% chance to stumble upon a group of aggressive creatures. And then you have a 39% chance to be stealthy and gain the upper hand. And this is a factor of, Is it only exploration? 1 second, because if we go into here, we have some, yes, we have a specific stealth stat for each character as well. And you can see like right now, these are all pretty baseline for her, but these guys are a little bit more unique. So his stealth and exploration relatively low, his exploration and stealth relatively low. And it takes into account, like, I don't know if it's a straight average or how they do it exactly, but it does take into account all of their stuff here. Oh, this is where we see the stealth. Okay, cool. Murky, 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 cool. We're gonna go here to Xenobulbs, taking some fatigue, taking some sickness. Let's go. So I'm hoping we find some creatures here so I can show you the combat. In the tutorial, it happens on the first one, so you'll also notice we just gained some exploration stats there. So by repeating things, even if they're not good at it, they will get better at it, and they will gain experience, and characters can level up as well, okay? So, good news, we did encounter enemies. And I mean good news because I can show it to you. Bad news for them is that we were stealthy, and we get to start as an ambush, okay? So we get to battle at an advantage, and the area can be explored. When I did this the first time, they start with a stun, essentially. And so they don't act for, like, the first turn, which is pretty cool. But let's see what happens. Okay, cool. Yeah, great. So these guys are all stunned right now. This guy's going to go first. So he was up first in the turn order. And he used up his stun. That's it. Okay, you can see here the speed, the initiative. This determines the turn order. And the order of the current round is unalterable. Any modifications will affect only the following rounds. Each character and each enemy unit has a few other stats. So they have a minimum damage modifier. So if we look at their skills, let's say this one, for example, does 4 to 7 damage. If you buff the minimum damage, guess what? The bottom end of that scale goes up. Okay, if you buff the maximum damage, say it with me now. The top end of that scale goes up. There's a crit chance here. Crit chances always deal the maximum damage and ignore any damage resistance. We have a damage resistance here. So she has a damage resistance of 1. Effect resistance, so she can negate a skill effect 20% of the time if somebody's casting something on her. And then there's a critical resistance as well. So looking at these enemies, top right there, you see an effect resistance of 10%. This guy has a damage resistance of 2 and a 15% status resistance. And then same thing on this guy, okay? So let's look at her skills. We have 5 AP to use. We have 40 health. We have 0 block right now. That should all be pretty straightforward. Pistol shot, we can target any enemy. Notice that she is in the back here, so she's currently ranged. She does have a melee skill, which is a point blank shot that targets any enemy in the front row. In fact, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take advantage of that because it's 7 to 10 damage. I could go here twice and move, or I could move and just do this. The nice thing about this is it ignores damage resistance. So I could start getting some extra damage on here because it's going to ignore that -2, which is pretty cool. Or we can just try and target this guy down because he goes really early in the initiative. So maybe that's what we'll do for right now. 4 to 7. I think that's fine. She also has a captain's speech. So we can buff all allies in the same row. So if she did that, it would increase our max damage by 1 and our crit by 10. And then she has a hail of bullets, targets all enemies in the front row. If she's in the back, she's actually doing 4 to 7 as well. And maybe that's what we do because we'll go like this. It's going to take 3, and then we'll just take a single shot at this guy, and we'll just stay in the back. Notice the damage resistance coming into play there. The game can oh, we got a crit. That is sick. The game communicates all the information that you need really, really well, and I freaking love that. So we're going to try and take this guy down as fast as we can. As I mentioned, I already pointed out the move, so you can move between rows here. Certain skills are available in the front row, certain skills are available in the back row. I don't know if there's a way to impact where your characters start the battle. I think it's random. And then they also have like a kind of a special summary of the character's class. So he's a flexible support. So in the back row, all allies except him get +1 damage resistance. If he's in the front row, he gets a -1 to damage resistance, but all allies gain +1 minimum damage and +1 maximum damage, which is pretty cool, actually. I kind of feel like we maybe want to move him to the front row. He also has this piercing laser, which can reduce damage resistance on enemies, and these last the entire battle, and it reduces their max damage output, which is pretty sweet. 6 to 10 damage as well. He also has a shield deploy, so he can target any of his allies for a +5 block. That might be a reason to keep him back here right now, but they're not attacking right now anyways. And then we have glue spray. All enemies in a single row, we can slow them, so that's going to affect their initiative, but those other guys are already really slow. And then -1 initiative alteration. So, yeah. Oh, sorry, the slow, I misexplained. The slow is actually when they do maneuvers, so when they do moves between rows or columns there, then they're going to take +1 AP to do that. Okay, the other options, you can end your turn, you can carry over all of your AP. So it's going to consume what you have, and then it's going to add it to the next one. Actually, I think this only adds 1 ever. Yeah, effects, +1 AP next turn. Yeah, and then defend, you can add some block to yourself, which is pretty nice, but these are both turn ending. You also have this power surge. This is really cool. Any action or any time that one of your guys is attacked, they add to the power surge, and it's shared between your whole squad, but each squad member has a specific power surge that they can use. So his is nerve amplifier, targets all allies in both rows, gives max damage alteration, crit alteration, and damage resistance alteration. So we'll take a look at each of them as we go, but yeah, how do we want to do this? Let's move up. Okay, so that's going to change their stats now. So he's actually going to take a little bit more damage. So that's unfortunate if he gets attacked, but we'll deal with it. And then we're going to do this, the piercing laser. And I think what we're going to do, I did say I want to target this guy down, but we're going to go here just to reduce their damage output and reduce some of their damage resistance. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, sweet. So William, what does he have? Well, he's got shield generation. So at the end of the turn, he's going to add 2 block, and it's going to be increased by 3 if he's alone in the front row. Good to know. We have machete slash, targets all enemies in the front row for 3 to 5, 2 action points. We have a defensive strike, target any enemy in the front row and give him 4 block for 4 to 8 damage. He's got bulwark where he's in the back, and he can target any ally except himself. It's going to give damage resistance. It'll then move him. Oh, interesting. So if he's in the back, I'm not sure what that means where it says move to back, because you can only use this from the back. But I think what happens then is he'll do the damage resistance, because you can't use it here at all. If he's in the back, he would do the damage resistance alteration +1 and then move to the front on himself. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. And then shield bash, damage 6 to 10, critical chance 10, but he's gonna, so it's a lot of damage, but he loses 3 AP on the next turn. So maybe a good finisher type of thing. You can target any enemy in the front row. Anyways, I think for now, we're gonna do this. We're gonna target this guy. Just try to whittle him down as much as possible. Got the crit there. So he's down to 2. Now this should actually kill him, which is great. Power surge is available, and his is a heal. So it heals everybody, 6 health, and purges all debuffs. We're not gonna use that right now. We're gonna go machete slash. Very nice. Okay, sweet. We just got an achievement, defeat an enemy in the first turn of a battle. So now their stuns are gone, and the new initiative begins. They're still going last. I'm assuming that if there's a tie in initiative, it always goes to the player, because that seems to be what's happening here. Okay, so let's try and work on this guy in the middle here, if we can. This is targeting all enemies again. 4 to 7. Might as well. her power surge. Target all enemies in both rows for 6 to 9 damage. It's only 1 AP as well. So maybe we'll do like this. Man, we're getting a lot of crits here. I like that a lot. If I do, this is just any enemy. Yeah, let's power surge it. Why not? Plus it looks cool. Okay. And then her thing here is anytime that she's attacked or does actions, she generates 20% more power surge. Okay, so she helps to build up these specials a lot. She has 1 AP left. We are going to... We're going to just carry that over. All right. Now, this guy's down to 8, which is sick. What do we got? Piercing laser. Might finish him. 5 to 9. Give it to me, baby. Got it. Okay. This is looking pretty solid right now. Things are going super well. I'm going to actually move him to the back now to remove that damage resistance. And then plus, because he's in the front, he'll actually get more block at the end of his turn. And hopefully this guy attacks. I don't know if there's a way to tell where these guys can attack. If I click here. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. So we just click on it, we can look at their skills. I didn't actually know that till right now. Targets in the front row, targets in the front row, and then target any enemy in the front row, and then swaps to back. Okay, got it. So it says, that's interesting, the way that they have the effects, it's like move to back, but then also swap row, and hurts himself. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, right click, you can go back to your active character. And what do we want to do? 6 to 10, that's not really gonna... It's not going to finish him anyways, because I only have 1 AP left. I feel like I'm better off doing like defensive strike, building up some block here. That was really weak. Remember, this guy has the 2 damage resistance still. And then we'll do regular attack. Got lucky on the 3. You can see the power surge meter at the top, by the way. We're gonna oh, he just put statuses on us there. We're going to handle all of that damage with block, so that's great. Then we should be in a good position to take him out here. I don't want to do this. 4 to 7. Yeah, we'll just stay here. Unless we want to reduce... Nah. I think we just hammer him now as much as we can. And we had 6 to start with because of the carryover. So let's just keep blasting. Now he only needs 1. There we go. Toodles. Bye-bye. Okay, sweet. In the tutorial, we actually took a lot more damage, but we were rolling some pretty high numbers there, luckily. So we get some loot here. We've got ore. We've got whatever the heck this is. We need to identify this in the lab. And then we have raw meat. So this is perishable. You could eat this. It does the same hunger and sickness as the rations, but there's an 8% chance to add a random disease. So... do you take that risk? Let's inspect these bulbs. Although these plants have a thick and swollen leathery skin, they may contain substances that could be useful. The open ones reveal something viscous, but potentially usable. The larger ones grow broad, triangular leaves that unfurl outward like a series of successive molts. Okay, so what do we got here? We can search. What do we need? We need logic and constitution. So, yeah, that's him. That's really good. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. He's going to take 5 sickness, 3 fatigue from doing that. Study each species. So you'd get a whole bunch of knowledge. You would increase... Oh, interesting. So this is using their biology stat. And this would, it seems like this will boost his biology stat as well. Interesting. So there's polymers, purified water, and something else. It's really cool. I love this. The knowledge could be great, but I think like we have enough knowledge right now. We don't even have enough blueprints. I think we'll just go for this with William. and hope that we don't fail a 92% chance. Could happen. Oh my... What? Why? At the cost of extreme discomfort, you eventually discover some usable materials. Okay. So, we still get the stuff. We didn't get all the stuff, unfortunately. Did not get all the stuff. Okay. I don't know if we went through all of this yet, but here's all the skills. They each have traits as well. Strength and struggle. For every 25 points in a given state, like these ones, produces 5% items and water yield, 10% to any state decrease, and receive 10% experience. So it might be good for her to be at, 25 in some of these. No self-care. Any disease, wound, or affliction applied to Amelia lasts one more day. Lou, when he's working at camp stations with a dented or worse condition, it's repaired by 20 instead of being worn down. And he's lone wolf. While working with a partner, he receives 20% extra penalties. He also has this dehydration. So his fatigue is higher, and he's getting 2 sickness during the night. So I have to remove his hydration. Battle, this breaks down all the things that we covered in the battle. Relationships here, you can see there's like a bunch of other characters. Looks like at least 3 extra that we're able to find. 4, 5, oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra characters. And there's a rating between each of them. Looks like some of them are going to unlock dialogue options. There's experience. And then there's chances of getting lucky while working together. Okay, sweet. That makes sense. And then you have the little biographies as well. Okay, expedition done. Now, this is the loop, right? This is the loop. Now, I don't think we need to actually do the radar, but at the same time, now we actually don't need a blueprint for the carbon station. We only need the ore and knowledge. So we're going to do that. And we will bring him from here to work in the workshop. Okay? Because we already have areas scanned. So there's no point in me doing that. We'll continue mining ore here. And we'll continue gathering water here. I'll also clean some more water with 1 energy. So all of their tasks are assigned for this day. Ba-boom. Okay, carbon station. Workers at the carbon station collect carbon, relies on strength and dexterity. Let's pretend we can collect what we need without harming too many carbon-based life forms. Okay. Ore. Excellent. Now we have to build the carbon station. Captain, I couldn't help noticing that our method of manually collecting water is suboptimal, to say the least. I've taken the liberty of integrating an energy module into our extractor's pumping systems. You can activate it for better output, but it will require power. The choice is yours. Thanks, Lou. Yes, that can be of use. Our batteries charge up every day, but our storage capacity is limited. We'll need to be careful not to run out. If you find the appropriate resources, I could augment our storage capacities further. If all else fails, we also have the option of generating energy with some rigorous pedaling. What? Me pedaling? Not in your life. So water tanks can now use the power boost feature. So if we go to the water thing here, we can say power boost, and that's going to generate 50% extra yield. But right now it's like we have a bunch of dirty water. This is fine. I don't think we need to do that at all. So we're not going to do that. You can also see that you have some alerts here. So this is saying, okay, well, this is going to require a selection, and we don't have anything in there right now. So there's no point in him doing that. There's no point in generating power at the end of the day, in my opinion. So I guess we could put him here, and he can... See, he's really bad at mining. I'll put him here. Okay, so that's going to use the last power. We have 6 clear water. Actually, we have a purified water now. That's cool. I think we found that at the thing. And then here's the carbon station. So the carbon station is going to be William, but I think we'll just put... Well, no, we'll put him over there because I don't need him collecting water right now. We're good. Okay. Go, go, go. 47 out of 70 scanning points there. There's some ore. There's some carbon. Sweet. So we're looking here. We're trying to scavenge the Ixion container, the medical module, and debris. And it wants us to mine more minerals, which is building carbon, polymer, and botany stations. If we look here, what do we need for each of these? Polymer, we just need carbon and ore, so no problem. Botany, we need polymers, carbon, and ore. So we need to find, unfortunately, we didn't fail, or we failed that 92% and didn't get enough polymers. But we would have been short on ore or carbon anyways. But, you know, we'll have to find more of those and figure that out. Okay, so that's it for the day. Let's end the day. I think we should stop. How about celebrating with a glass of filtered water and some freeze-dried proteins? I'd advise against it, Captain. Rationing our supplies is essential to surviving such hostile environments. Any intense activity without sufficient calories may seriously damage your body, and that's not the starving man talking, but the doctor. Do as you wish. I know I can skip dinner tonight. Find a compromise, change the subject, call to order. Let's find a compromise here. No need to fight over this. You're both correct. No feast, no famine. We stick to the essentials without neglecting calories. Don't make me check whether you finished your plate. And let's not argue like this. We need to stick together. Okay, so that increased the relationship with both. Okay, excellent. How are repairs to the hibernation pods going? I can stabilize part of the life support protocol. I should be able to unlock one in the coming days. Great, we'll need everyone if we wish to make it back to Ceres. Ceres? So you really think we can get out of here? The ship is a ruin, bits and pieces scattered across several miles. We also need fuel and some... I know, but we have a mission and we must succeed. If we fail, then the Earth, our families, loved ones, everything we ever knew is doomed. We may not have landed where we were supposed to, but the goal remains the same. We'll find a way to repair the ship, secure an energy source, and take it back to Earth, whatever it takes. We have the best experts in the freezer, and I'm confident that together, we have a good chance of making it through this. William and Lou exchange glances. It seems Amelia's confident speech worked. Smiles spread across their faces. Okay, so we added motivated. Okay, for 3 days. It's probably like an efficiency thing. However slim and futile that chance may be. So she's adding stress, but she's doing it for the squad, you know? Okay, hunger's getting up there. Struggle within. Sickness, health worries. Here come the meals. I'm gonna try this. Okay, and then you can have this. Cool. So the dehydration there, this will clear one of them. This does dehydration and stress. Actually, you know what? Let's give him that. Okay. And then we'll give these guys the 70% chance of water of no problems. Okay, good. Light dehydration and stress removed with the purified. Minus 30 fatigue across the board. Hers is minus 29 because she only had 29. But his, we're probably gonna have to give him like a rest period. You know what I mean? Anyways, I think we'll wrap it up here for today. It's a rainy day. Tomorrow is rain or sunny. That's helpful. Good to know. But yeah, this loop is so addicting. I think this is so freaking cool. Here's motivated. Minus 25% chance to stress, or 25% chance to stress decrease. Minus 2 fatigue during the night. Lasts for 3 days. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, the loop is so addicting. Like, I'm just like, okay, let's go do like one more day. And it's like, you go and you do an expedition, you come back to the base, you do your thing. It's like, it's sick. It's awesome. And there's so much to do. There's so much to balance. I could see this getting really, really complex as it goes on in like a good way. I think I would play it on a harder difficulty just to like really feel the pain. Cause I feel like that's where these games shine, is making your choices feel like, okay, how am I actually going to do this? Because if I don't manage his stress and then his fatigue and his hunger and her health and her sickness, it's like everything's going to crumble, you know? But yeah, anyways, I think this is super cool. I hope you guys dig it because I'd love to play more. But yeah, look, mining station, dented. Don't love that. I could repair it with polymers. But we also, remember, if we were to put Lou, where's his thing here? Right here, if I put him there, it would get repaired by 20 instead of being worn down, which is pretty cool. It's just that he sucks at it. You know what I mean? Like, he sucks at the mining. So, what do? That's another thing to balance. Anyways, guys, this is cool. Check out the link down below. It's available now. This is Dead in Antares. I would love to play more, so please let me know what you think. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.